What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I have some new news concerning Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. And a lot of people have inboxed me and asked me what I think of Showbizz's last video about Joshua and Wilder. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you want? He said that he didn't think Wilder or Joshua would have beat Wilder. Okay, that's his platform, that's his prerogative, and that's his opinion. You know, me counterpunching Showbiz, I would disagree. You know, because that's what was asked. So my assessment of Wilder and Joshua, first off, he said that Joshua wouldn't have beat Wilder, meaning if they would have fought before. Well, that's two different factors. For one, because those two guys, Wilder was thinner, quicker, more flexible of a fighter. He had the right hand. Yes, he was limited, but he was a very dangerous guy, and he was more dangerous because he was able to do more. He could close the distance quicker, you know, and he was faster than AJ. But AJ was a monster. AJ would get you out of there. If he hurt you, he's going to instinctively take you out. Okay? That's what he would have done. But all we can really do is match up those two fighters' performances and how they looked that night, regardless of who they were in there with. If you look at Joshua and you look at Wilder, okay, the way they looked, I don't see Wilder beating Anthony Joshua. I don't. Even the Anthony Joshua that fought Usyk. Okay? But keep in mind, the Joshua that fought Usyk had to deal with a boxing technician. Okay? He had to deal with somebody that was highly skilled with boxing ring IQ. That jerking up and down style, he didn't have to deal with that. See, even Wilder didn't even have to deal with that with Fury, because Fury was primarily coming forward. I mean, he kept his distance respectfully because he didn't want to get knocked the fuck out. But at the end of the day, he was still dealing with a person less mobile than Joshua. Joshua was dealing with someone smaller, which he's not good at. He's not good at fighting smaller fighters, obviously. He would prefer someone taller like Klitschko. You know, even though he still got hit. So the question you did ask yourself, man, could he deal with that right hand punch from Wilder? No, I don't think he would have. I think Wilder would have floored him. But if Wilder actually let him get off the hook, you know, he would have came back. But the question is, how long would have taken Joshua, if at all, to recover? But I think between the two, he had a more difficult task at hand. Okay, they both lost, mind you. But I think Joshua had a more difficult task in a totally different way. He wasn't dealing with a bigger guy that was going to knock him out or punch his fucking face in. He was dealing with a guy that boxed his face off. Okay? Yeah, he didn't get knocked out or whatever, but he punched him hard enough, Usyk did, to make Joshua respect who was in the ring with him. Okay? Whereas Tyson had already destroyed Deontay, and he just basically did it again with less restraint. Okay? But no, I don't think so at all. I think those two versions of each other, because we have to take the latest versions of each other. Wilder was tired, okay? Wilder was tired by the third or fourth round, and AJ was not. I think AJ would have caught him with shots. It might have, you know what? It might have took AJ around the same amount of time to whoop Wilder, because he's tough, he has heart, he has will, but he didn't really have much of anything else, to be real with you. You know, he didn't. He didn't have much of anything else. You know, and I mean, he still had the power to a certain degree, but even when he was landing punches in the later rounds, they weren't the same. Okay, so you know, so yeah, if that's the counterpunch you were asking for, yeah, no, I don't think that. I don't think Joshua. I think Joshua would have beat that version of Wilder. However, I'll leave you with this, because there's always a puncher's chance, right? If Joshua didn't find a way to defend against the right hand with Wilder, then showbiz is right. Okay? Because what Fury has done, Fury has experience with Wilder because he's been in the ring with him 3 times. He knows a quick right coming, even though he still got caught with right hands. No, don't get it twisted. He still got caught with right hands. Like, he still got caught with them. Right? So, the question you ask yourself, that's why it's so an intriguing fight between Joshua and Wilder. But I don't see Joshua hurting Wilder and letting him off a hook. I see if Joshua ever hurt Wilder, he would finish him because he's a far better finisher. Whereas Wilder throws one cannon at a time. So if he gets you out with that punch, he doesn't know how to put punches together. You saw it. You know, and a lot of his punches are, he doesn't have the coordination. Like his hooks, they're choppy. A lot of the punches, because he doesn't have good coordination, they're behind the head. They're all over the place. He's Wilder. Okay? Perfect name for a perfect demeanor. But if Joshua don't have the answer for that right coming at him, if he doesn't know how to get up under that right hand, yeah, he'll be fucking fish food. He would, because Wilder knows how to throw the one thing he has, and he knows how to use it well. Aqua de Agis. Do what you do well. And Wilder knows how to throw the right. But the gas tank wasn't there. And Joshua's gas tank was longer, so I see Joshua putting punches together with a guy that's not herky-jerky movement constantly, round after round after round, and then getting off. He wouldn't have had that problem with Wilder. Okay, so that's why. Non-biased, I feel both fighters should fight each other still. But Joshua not being able to beat Wilder, it depends on what version. But if we're talking about this version as I just counterpunched, I think Joshua would have got him. But it would have been a fantastic fight to see. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on By Demand on Showbiz's take on Wilder versus Joshua. Anyway, please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunching. Peace.